Well, on a negative, the standout moment was Rudiger, what he done in the Japan game. I thought that was really bad. Sportsmanship.
Mocking.
Mocking. I didn't like it at all. But I think positive, I'd say Saudi Arabia. Watching them play that game and seeing the half-time team talk from the Saudi Arabia manager, you can see why they come out in the second half and played like they did.
As they were
so fired up. They were aggressive with Messi. And, you know, sometimes when maybe you see these superstars in person and play against them, you might give them too much respect of like, oh, I don't want to put my hand on Messi, I don't want to kick Messi. But they were laying into Messi. They looked like the fitter team, more aggressive, and they really deserved that win. And like everyone said, that could be the biggest shock in World Cup history. And I think the odds before the game were like 30-1. So whoever put, you know, a tenner on that is going to get their shopping done for the week.
Might be done for Christmas.
Yeah, exactly.
What about you, Cass? I've not asked you. Anything else stood out so far for you?
Most definitely Japan against Germany, because I commentated on the game. And
so because it was something you were involved in. That's the standout moment.
Honestly, I saw the best substitutions I've ever seen from a manager. All of them. Every one of them paid off. Whatever he done, the Japanese manager, and they were out the game first half. They really were finding it difficult against Germany. Germany could have quite easily gone 2-0 up. They didn't, but from sort of 45 minutes onwards, they gradually got better. And by the time he made 4 or 5 substitutions, Japan were literally going for Germany, and in the end, winning the game. And a couple of subs scored the goals, and the way they played as well. You know, we've talked about the energy of America. It was exactly the same with Japan. They just had relentless running power.
But what were those substitutions then? Were they just like-for-like substitutions or complete tactical change?
No, they ended up overloading. Top end at the other end of the pitch. They had a lad called Luon who's playing today. He's playing today for Japan. He was a substitute. He's come on. It was... When you see the formation, you're looking, and Gab, you know, we're sitting there and you're looking at the team and you go, there's 4 up front for Japan. And you're thinking they're playing Germany and they've gone the last 20 minutes. It's 1-1 as well, by the way. It's gone to 1-1 and they've literally got 4 on the line. Yeah. But they still, whenever they lost the ball, they still recovered and got back into position to stop Germany. And then they'd win it again and then they'd all be up in the forward areas. It was brilliant to see live and very impressed.
I think as well, to add to that, was last night. Went to the game. Been on my bucket list to watch Messi play, obviously playing as a footballer, and not had the chance. And just to see him live and to see the Argentinian fans just waiting for that moment. Yeah. And I was sitting behind Adrian Durham and Jim Proudfoot, and after he scored, we were all like, that's why we're here. And to see what they were doing, and they were bowing to him. They were singing, Messi, Messi, and like bowing to him. And he is like a god to the Argentinian fans and many people across the world, and that'd be one of my standout moments for a long time. You know, seeing, for me, the best ever player I've ever watched live and seeing him score.
Did he live up to expectations?
He lived up to what I thought he was going to be. You know, he's not the same player he used to be, so he has the time when he tries to take players on. But the way he controlled the ball, you know, from Di Maria, Mexico probably thought they were in a great shape, and he just controlled it perfectly. And to hit the corner like he did, I don't think he scores any other way. And just the reaction from the Argentina fans, honestly, it was an outstanding atmosphere in the ground.
See, I'd add to that on what Gabby's saying, is because largely during the game he wasn't playing particularly well. He had 2 free kicks, he knocked them miles over the bar. And as a player, sometimes you feel, you know, it's not your day, you're not quite happy, and you sort of get a bit deflated. And then he gets the moment, and in one moment he doesn't have any fear, or he doesn't feel like he just produces. And that was something extraordinary, because it's like, well, like Gabby said, we're all here looking at him and thinking, well, he hasn't played particularly well so far. He does a lot of walking in the game, which you noticed, Gab, didn't you? You see him, he's not really alive until he has to be. But the moment he has to make the difference, he did it.
Well, that's what he does.
Well, he's done it all his career, regularly.
I think as well, you look at Argentina, and for me, they've got no chance to win this World Cup. When I watched them in their first game and watched them live, they look very poor in central midfield. Fullbacks look very poor. Martinez, the striker, looked very poor. Di Maria was okay. So it's hard for Messi. He's probably looking around thinking, like, I can't win this World Cup on my own. I need someone else to step up. the young lad who come on with the second goal, I think he will start the next game, so that might help. But I think they're stronger teams. I think if you put an Mbappe and Dembele on the fullbacks of Argentina, they'll be in for a long night. And I fancy England would beat Argentina as well, and especially Brazil. So this could be his last World Cup, and I could have been lucky enough to have seen Messi's last World Cup goal. So big moment for me, and I just don't think what everyone wants Messi to win the World Cup can happen, because they look very poor, Argentina.
He needs more. He needs more help around him.
Yeah.
You know, they've got good players. I mean, the lad Martinez up front, I've seen a lot of him. Hasn't really got going. You know, in this
They haven't got
tournament.
enough pace for me. I'm watching the game and I'm talking to a Swiss journalist next to me, and he's agreeing, like, there's no pace. You know, you see Brazil, they've got Vinicius, when it's tight and everyone's organised, he's got that drop of the shoulder to like run past someone and make something happen. We've got like the likes of Rashford who can do that as well with the speed, but they've got no one quick. And when teams are organised like Mexico were, you know, they couldn't break them down. It was up to a bit of genius. But if they're playing Brazil, you know, Casemiro's going to be like, Messi, wherever you are, I'm going with you. And I think they've got better players all around the pitch, Brazil.
So Di Maria's 34, 35. You know, he's not going to be as quick as he once was. And it's a strange one, because I've seen Di Maria be brilliant for Real Madrid. I've seen him do it at PSG. And then I've seen the Man United Di Maria, and not quite the same player. And he's very patchy as a player.
But now that you've seen pretty much everything, whether it's on TV or at the stadiums, is there a team that you are thinking, yeah, they're the ones to beat? If anyone, you know, if England are going to win this World Cup, France are the most difficult opposition.
You know why? Because I think a lot of teams are very organised, but I think this World Cup is going to be won by that star player. You know, France needed a goal. Mbappe, what he's not normally used to doing, getting in the box in a brave situation in front of the keeper and knocking it in, you know, with his knee. I just feel that, like, Mbappe looks like, this is my World Cup. You know, Neymar struggling. I've seen his ankle, and I'm not sure he plays again in this World Cup. He looks very swollen. So France, they're organised. Defence, you know, Konate was outstanding first game. Varane, you come in because he's got the experience. They've got Konate on the bench, Saliba on the bench. You know, they've got Griezmann, who looked very good yesterday. Dembele is sharp. I just think France are going to be the team that win the World Cup for me.